Hello, welcome to the show. As you can see, as of right now, I am not on your screen. Truly odd, as I am hosting the show. Well, you see, dear viewer, I have realized that as the esteemed producer of Late Night Marquette, I need to find new ways to shake up the format of this show. You keep it interesting and keep the ratings high. So I decided to, can I get this camera on me? Ooh, get good close up, Broadway. Yes, I've decided that I'm going to do tonight's cold open from up here. Never done before in MUTV history. I genuinely think that it's been ages since anyone has actually been up here. I was looking around and I found this. This is a skull. It's small. Did like a kid die up here? Who knows? Genuinely, how many years has it been since someone's actually been up here? I didn't really think through this bit, though. I just thought it would be funny to do a cold open from up here, and nothing really else past that. Well, I guess with that, we have a great show for you tonight. Welcome to Late Night Marquette. Fudge, I nailed my hand there. Ah, yes, it's the monologue. We come here for fun, amusing stories about the world. Stories that in the end make you feel like maybe, just maybe, there's still some hope in this world. Unfortunately, not this monologue. Sorry guys, this one is gonna be depressing because it's time to talk about Adobe. Oh yeah, we're finally going all out and going to talk about all the business tactics surrounding their software as a subscription model that I don't like. And therefore, they are wrong because my opinion is the best opinion. So because of that, my word is law. To the point where they actually call me the law. And the law never loses, Brian. How do I... I did also have to say that this monologue is not actually just about Adobe. It's about software as a service companies as a whole. But I'm kind of emphasizing Adobe here as its software plays such a large role in my daily life. You see, the event that inspired this monologue topic happened just around a month ago when Adobe sent out an email to Adobe Animate users which essentially said, "What up, dudes? You know that's this app you pay hundreds of dollars a year for? It's in a month, it will no longer be receiving updates. In like a year, we're totally fully shutting it down." Unless you're a business subscriber, they get like 3 years before the total shutdown. Now, if this was just the product no longer receiving updates, this would have been fine. Still upsetting, but fine. But in the email announcing this shutdown, Adobe said, quote, "Please note that your access to your Animate files and project data will end on March 1st, unquote, and essentially told users to make sure to have all their files exported before then, which sort of insinuates that people will fully lose access to the software after this date, which is sort of insane to think about and is especially a spit in the face to the creators who have made a career out of using this software. Adobe Animate is a pretty prominent animation software in the industry, having been used on shows like Smiling Friends, Devil May Cry Baby, and The Amazing World of Gumball. In addition to these shows, there's also a wide array of independent animators who are essentially having the software behind their livelihoods being ripped away from them. Adobe Animate was marketed as a professional software. People paid hundreds of dollars a year to access it, and Adobe, the geniuses they are, decided to discontinue it with 1 month's notice and essentially said, you'll lose access to everything in a year. That is, in my opinion, just clear screwing over of the consumer. Now, I don't want to insinuate that I think companies shouldn't be able to discontinue products just because people rely on them. But I do think there is a right and a wrong way to discontinue a product. And in my opinion, this is a dumpster fire of a discontinuation. Now, to give Adobe credit, after the extreme amounts of backlash they received after their announcement, they decided to, walk back their decision a bit, announcing that while they were still ending development, they were essentially going to now put the software into maintenance mode, where it won't necessarily be getting updates, but people will still be able to access the software. So, big win for Adobe, I guess. I know that this wouldn't really be a win if they didn't screw up so badly in the first place, but we take the wins we can get with Adobe. Like, it's when your pet constantly poops on the carpet, and then after you scolded it, it decided to take a dump on the kitchen floor instead. Like, it's still not great, but you did better. Yay! It's the small things, So keep it up there, little buddy. One day, you may just be a decent company that takes its dumps outside. On its own, the Adobe situation is kind of insane, but for most people, unimportant. But I think it brings up a greater point about the fact that for most people, we do not own the software that we use in our day-to-day. And because of that, we realistically, we are at the mercy of these companies to have access to these softwares that we need to function in our day-to-day. Like, imagine if one day, I don't know, Google was like, yo, what's up, guys? We're shutting down Google Drive, so get all your stuff out of here. I mean, that would be a pretty big disruption to people's lives. Luckily, Google is not known for shutting down its products. I mean, they don't shut down that many products. Fudge. Okay. But I mean, they wouldn't shut down products people actually use. Moving on. Listen, I do not think that Google is actually going to shut down Google Drive anytime soon. But even if it did, the files are compatible with other softwares, so it'll be fine. I'm just using it as an example to emphasize the point that nowadays, the majority of the software we use, we don't actually own in any way, shape, or form. And because of that, it can be taken away at any time. Nowadays, I feel like companies are only offering their software as a subscription instead of a product you can actually buy. We can see this from companies like Autodesk to Foundry to Avid. Oh my! These are all companies where professionals in their respective fields rely on their software to do their jobs, to the point where companies will even hire them specifically for their experience and their respective software of experience. And so, if one day these softwares that they don't own are for whatever reason taken away, they're kind of left stranded. Realistically, it could lead to their employers to have to make the decision to either make the costly move to train existing employees on their new software, or just letting the old ones go to bring in some fresh, young, new talent. I mean, going back to Adobe again, for my freelance editing work, I have to use Adobe Premiere Pro. I don't like it, but my boss hates me, and so I have to use it. Because of my heavy use of Premiere, though, over nearly 5 years now, I have built up a small library of assets and plugins specifically for Premiere, which I bought to own. But hey, that doesn't matter, because if one day Adobe chooses out of the blue just to discontinue Premiere, this whole library that I have built up is essentially a digital waste, with no way for me to access it now. And now, do I think that Adobe will actually do this? Heck no. Premiere is one of Adobe's biggest products, and they enjoy money far too much to shut it down. But this doesn't change the fact that they can. And I mean, the lifespan of the company, it's not like Adobe has never offered a software that you can actually own. Just recently, I went back and edited a video on Premiere Pro 2.0. It's just for these companies, having you locked into this paying annual model, it's a lot more profitable for them. When they release a bad update, people keep paying because they have to. They can't just stick with owning the older version of the software. I mean, in the end, software as a subscription Just seems like a way for these companies with market dominance to profit as much as possible off the people who are already locked into their ecosystem. And while there is competition in the market that lets you actually buy the software, corporations are slow moving, and so the product with existing dominance tends to win out in the end. I think it's important not to lose hope though. In the end, consumers do hold the power, and if there is enough slow and steady pressure, I think maybe we can see a future where we once again own the softwares we pay for. And with that, that's our monologue. I'll be right back after this break to talk with a good friend of mine who recently was able to escape the grips of Adobe and live life as a free man. So with that, we'll be right back.
Welcome to Marquette. We're going to have first day in week and then the month. Welcome to Marquette.
When you arrive ready for something good, you'll leave connected to something greater. Marquette University.
Hello, Cyprian.
Hello, Jack. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Welcome to the interview. Do you feel good about being here?
Well, you asked me at 2 a.m. this morning, hey, can I kidnap you at 7:30 with no context? So I had no idea this was happening until about 5 minutes ago. So I'm nice and ready now.
This is absolutely perfect. You see, Cyprian, you are one of the few people who I know who, in the professional world of video editing, have managed to fully escape the grasps of the evil company known as Adobe, and you've made the transition, and I kind of want to talk with you about that today.
I would love to talk about anything other than Adobe today. That sounds amazing.
So, can you kind of give the audience here a bit of a background on the work that you do and kind of why you had to use Adobe?
Sure. I mean, I started video editing back in 2020, and when I looked online for what to use, the answer was a resounding: you just use Premiere, use Adobe Premiere. And then I started using Premiere. I used it for a few years. Before working with a wonderful client named Drumsy. And through Drumsy, I met this guy named Jack, who was always talking about how awesome DaVinci Resolve was and how everyone should use DaVinci Resolve. And just over time, he wore me down. And I tried it out, and I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty cool. And I love that it's not a subscription service. I can just buy it. And I don't have to be giving Adobe like $40 a month or however much it is now. I can just buy it once, and now I own it, and I can use it however long I want because it's something that I own, and that's great.
Yeah. Do you mind kind of elaborating on maybe some of the struggles you felt leaving the Adobe ecosystem?
Leaving the Adobe ecosystem was really fun because I had to find a new system for everything I did. So Adobe has a really cool plugin called Frame.io, which is it lets you render whatever video you're working on with preset quality, whether it's high, low, whatever you want to do. It lets you render out the video and send it over to your client for review. And in doing this, it's all built in and packaged inside Premiere, which makes it really simple, really, really stupid easy to use. But switching over to DaVinci, it's not built in and it doesn't have proper support. So if you want to use it, you gotta sign in on the website. You gotta render it out separately, and just it doesn't play nicely together anymore. And that's just one example. Every plugin that I had acquired over the years for Premiere, I could no longer use. I had to find a new way to do that thing. And most of them have, something that you can switch over to. But you gotta find out what it is.
So you essentially had this wall garden of Adobe ecosystem apps and plugins, and it was kind of hard to leave those behind when you were making your grand escape.
Yes, they do the Apple tactic of making everything play really nice together, so that when you switch over, you gotta find a new way to do everything. Not just you're not just switching your phone, you're switching everything.
How would you say like the like post transition has been? Has there been anything that has stuck out to you as existing challenges now that you have changed? Or has it been pretty like clean sailing after Adobe? Are there any apps in the Creative Cloud as a whole that you missed and you wish you could go back to?
I actually still use Photoshop. So
really?
I use Photoshop for all my image editing stuff. There are other options now, like Affinity I gave a try, but I didn't know how to use it. I had to, completely relearn that from scratch too. And I don't know exactly how it works. And I know how Photoshop works. So I haven't switched over on that front yet, but that's the last holdout. Everything else, I'm loving DaVinci. I'm loving all its companion apps, Fusion and Fairlight, and all its good stuff over there. Makes it's built in to work together much more nicely, in my opinion, than the dynamic links of Adobe.
Yeah, so for the general audience, what he's essentially saying here is that there's a bunch of apps that Adobe has that work together, but you have to open the app separately. But in DaVinci Resolve, they're all built into the same app and can work together without you having to open the separate apps, is what he's trying to get across. Yeah.
Just integrated a little bit better, and just way more stable as well.
And so I'm assuming for Photoshop, you're paying for one of the smaller Adobe subscriptions.
Yeah, I pay for, I think it's just Photoshop or just like the photography bundle or whatever it is. So it's just one thing that it's not nearly as much as the I think $800 a year it was trying to charge me by the time I switched. That was a little bit too much.
Now I do have a question for you. This show is all about this whole episode has been kind of about software as a subscription and how it like it makes it hard for you to work in an ecosystem, and like it makes it hard for you to leave an ecosystem in the long term. If the subscription ends, it kind of leaves you stranded. And so what I'm kind of wondering is, what would, like, kind of a hypothetical, what would you do if, like, per se, one day Adobe was like, hey, we'll allow you to now essentially purchase Premiere or the Creative Cloud, so you could buy Adobe Creative Cloud like 2026. Would that possibly tempt you to go back to Adobe, or are you kind of happy where you are now?
I'd definitely be tempted. I mean, I always try and consider the options, right? Like this is my job. If I wasn't at least looking at that option, I think I would be doing my job poorly. But I mean, it would have to be for a really good price to really make me consider it. I'm loving DaVinci. And probably the biggest change that has made me in favor of DaVinci is just the stability. Because with Premiere, it's notorious for crashing and losing hours of work. And DaVinci, I've only had crash like once or twice in the like 6 months I've had it now, and it was definitely my fault. I mean, I've been loving it. So it would have to be a really compelling offer to make me stray back into that walled garden.
Well, thank you for sitting down with me today, Cyprian. It was nice to have you on the show. Do you have anything to say to the millions watching at home?
Well, I mean, just continue watching YouTube so that my videos get enough views so I can stay employed.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
The true walled garden we're in. YouTube.
Yeah.
And with that, this has been the interview. Thank you for sitting down with me today, Cyprian.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Okay, back to you in the studio.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back, everyone. How are the ads? Good? Good. They keep the lights on, all 15 of our airy lights. You know, here at Late Night Marquette, we're always trying to adapt to the modern media landscape. You know, always be incrementally improving. Improving the show, you know, giving you a good experience. Now, when sitting down at 3 a.m. contemplating the future of this show, I had sort of a eureka moment. Oh my gosh, I need to do food reviews. How does this relate to being a late night show? Here's the secret. It doesn't. Here at Marquette, there's a lot of places you can get burritos. Like a lot. There's frankly too many. There's like nowhere you can get a burger, but there's like at least 5 places you can get a burrito. So today, I'm going to be providing you a value, dear Late Night Marquette viewer. That's right, I'm going to be going out and trying every single burrito at Marquette to figure out, to rank what is the best burrito at Marquette. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. This is going to be good. Yeah. Let's go, let's go. I'm gonna be very frank right now. I have not eaten today. It's not good. And so our first location, well, it's not the most authentic burrito. I'm pretty ready for it, because again, I need food. You see, our very first place up is a little restaurant. It's called Makayaki. You may know it, you may love it. And they sell a burrito, and so we're gonna be buying a burrito from them. I don't know, we'll see how this goes. See you in a minute. Location 1 secured. I'm gonna be honest, going for Makayaki first was kind of an intentional move, because this is a sushi burrito, so it's not gonna be warm. We're not gonna lose as much heat as we would if we went to like go get one of the hot burritos from our next location, Qdoba. You know, I'd have to say that Qdoba, if we're gonna rate it for like 1 as like 0 Mexican at all, to 10 like this is really authentic Mexican food, I would say it's a 10. It's fully authentic Mexican. It's like you're back in Mexico essentially. And that's what kind of makes Qdoba so special, you know what I mean? Okay, let's go. It's time for the Qdoba. It's closed. Is it? What's the hours? Friday through Saturday, the hours just aren't on there. Is it push? Oh, it's just heavy. I'm an idiot. Walk with me, cameraman. I'm gonna be honest, I went in there, I got like the spiciest burrito possible. I got like the habanero salsa, whatever it's called, I don't know. And then I got like jalapenos. And after she wrapped my burrito, I heard the lady, she like was talking to one of her coworkers, and she's like, that gringo wanted so many jalapenos, bro. The next place up, I legitimately do not know the name of. I know it's a like kind of Mexican place. Ooh, maybe we go get some bubble tea to wash it down. Ooh. Honestly though, I had bubble tea from that place before, and it was not good tea underlying. There was a lot of sugar in it, but it was not good tea. What is this place called? Taco Pros. We're gonna get a Taco Pro burrito. Oh, golly. I'm gonna be honest. That took a long time. That was a 10-minute wait for a burrito. And frankly, that's a bit of a long wait for a burrito. So I am hoping it's good. Oh golly, is the taco trucks there? Gosh dang it, they aren't. Where are they? They're normally here.
I think it's just too cold, they usually whip out.
I don't know, I've like gotten a taco from them when it's like, I don't know, it was like 10 degrees out. I was standing out there and it was cold and it was dark. My wife left me, she took the kids. She took my dog. Did they hear we're filming today and they're scared? Love the car alarm going off. If this video gets 50,000 likes, I'm gonna steal that car. Hey, it is time for the burrito review. We're gonna be trying each one of these burritos and we're gonna be rating them from 1 to 5. Yay! For how authentically Mexican they are and how good they taste. Cameraman, which one should we start out with? Which one? Middle? Okay. This, I think, is the sushi burrito. Our most authentic burrito at Marquette University. It's pink. Is that fish in there? I think that's tuna. It's like tuna and, is that chicken?
think it's a mix.
Who knows? Wait, this looks like a tater tot. I don't think it is a tater tot.
It's just more authentic that way.
It doesn't even taste like sushi. It doesn't taste like a burrito. It doesn't taste like sushi. It turns out this is a white boy taco. We take two cultures and then we smash them together into the most inauthentic food ever. The way it should be. That's 10 out of 10 perfect. Cinco, perfect burrito. Muy bien, muy bien. Okay, cameraman, which one next? Which one next? I'm gonna the Qdoba? Okay. I mean, the one thing about the Qdoba burrito is it's got some girth to it, you know? It got some personality. We don't get to see the insides because they didn't cut it, those turds. They don't know I pay my cameraman in burritos. Sorry, you don't get any of this burrito, Mr. Cameraman.
Oh, it's, damn.
I'm gonna be honest, this burrito, it's fine. It has a lot of stuff in it. If you eat the full thing, it will fill you up. Realistically, that could be a 2-meal burrito there. But, I'm gonna be honest, it's not that spicy.
What's the rating then, boss?
Oh yeah, what's my rating? I'm gonna give it a solid trace out of 5. Our final burrito is from, what's the place again? Taco Pros.
Yeah,
so they should be pros at this. It is another chicken burrito. They actually cut it for us. I'm gonna be honest, like, it looks very bland on the inside. You know, the sauce looks kind of wimpy. I'd like my burrito to be drenched in sauce. To be fair, what they do have is our verde sauce and our Rojo sauce.
For perfect saying.
Perfect pronunciation? Thank you, thank you.
Dead on.
Ooh, pour some onto my burrito. I'm gonna be honest, it's a very soft taste, you know? It's like not a very intense flavor, like, and I think it's a more enjoyable over a long eat. It's not my favorite burrito I ever had. It's nothing close to the sushi burrito.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna honestly give this a quattro. Okay, well that's it for our burritos for now. I feel kind of sad that we couldn't get a taco truck in. What I'm gonna do is in the edit, I'm gonna go on later. I'm gonna go pick up a burrito from one of these burrito trucks and I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna give you my rating then. So here's that. You know, I'm gonna be completely honest. I've never eaten at this taco truck before, but you know what? They're open and this is the first one I've seen, and the show's going on in 2 days, and so we're gonna get a burrito from this one. Okay, we have got the burrito here in the home studio, multi-million-dollar home studio. Oh my gosh, that's a good-looking burrito. This is big. I mean, this thing, it is genuinely a beast. That is honestly the most interesting tasting tortilla so far. It almost tasted pancakey. I do have to say the insides, they're a lot less savory than the Taco Pros burrito, but I still think it's good. Frankly, I wish that taco truck just sold tortilla because, oh my gosh. I wish you guys could taste how good that tortilla was. Honestly, I'm gonna give this burrito a good solid 4.5. It's not perfect, but it's pretty dang close. But with that has been our burrito review of Marquette University. I know I missed some, but you know, running out of time. But with that, back to you in the studio. That was incredible. Truly brings a tear to the eye. Where's my Emmy? Emmys, hit me up. Unfortunately, though, with that, we have run out of time for this show. Thank you so much for watching Late Night Marquette. Thanks as always to the crew for making this show possible. And with that, I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Good night.